So in this PowerPoint, we're showing you a few good things and a few bad things that you should not do in PowerPoints. This PowerPoint's over the different types of speeches, and you have informative, persuasive, and entertainment speeches. So this first slide, not very well made, not formatted very well. You have a lot of empty space on it. You have a couple of visual aids that don't really do anything for you, and there's two topics on it, but there's not a whole lot of information on it. I mean, all it says about informative speeches, they're considered informative because they describe, explain, and instruct. And with persuasive, it says you're trying to sway the audience's opinion and make them agree at the top of your speech. Once again, it doesn't give you a whole lot of information on it. You have a couple of visual aids that are kind of just here. They don't really explain anything. I don't even know what this one is. It's just not a very well designed slide. And the second slide is over entertainment speeches. Once again, empty space. The visual aid here it kind of gives you a little bit of the point, but it doesn't give you a whole lot of information text-wise about entertainment. All it says is entertainment speech are used to entertain the audience and make them feel relaxed. It doesn't really give you any examples or anything. It doesn't really explain when to use it. And once again, just one visual aid doesn't really do a whole lot for you. This doesn't really do a whole lot for you in this situation. This one's comparisons. Once again, another picture doesn't really do a whole lot. Tells you, it just kind of compares them a little bit, but it doesn't really compare them either. It just kind of explains what they are and when to use them. It's a lot. It's on this slide. It's kind of a lot of information that probably could be placed better off in other slides. And just once again, a lot of empty space. These are the redone slides, and on this one, to fix it, on the first three I had informative and persuasive on the same slide. And that's a lot of information to try to put on one slide, so I put informative on its own slide. On this line, I defined what an informative speech does, and a couple of guidelines where you're supposed to do it, and then the bottom is a visual aid that kind of explains more what it does. It aims at making your audience aware, and then it explains the importance of conveying it properly. So I think this is a better slide because there's not near as much empty space all around. It has a lot more useful information, and it has a very good visual aid. This persuasive slide is next. Once again, it defines what persuasive is. These two bullet points right here explain what they are and how to use it in a better way. And then this bottom bullet point describes when you should use a persuasive speech, when you're trying to motivate an audience to believe something that they might not already believe. Once again, the visual aid on this one's better. On this visual aid, it has a couple of good topics. Education is important, reduce, reuse, recycle. Smoking is bad for health. This slide's better than the other one because the information is more spread out and it's more targeted toward persuasive instead of sharing a page with informative. The entertainment slide it's a little bit better. It has more information, and it also gives an example of whenever they're used. They're used at weddings and banquets, and it has good examples of entertainment and stand-up comedians. It defines what it does. The purpose of entertainment speech is to do just that, which is entertain, and it has a bullet point that gives a little bit insight on qualities that are good in entertainment speech, and that's humor. And the visual aids here, there's not a whole lot of visual aids for entertainment, but I use a stand-up comedian to symbolize someone that does kind of entertainment speech, and then also a ceremonial speech like a best man speech at a wedding. I think that this slide's better than the entertainment slide. It gives more information, and it has not really visual aids, but better pictures that kind of showcase what exactly entertainment speech is. So I think going back through here, these first three slides they're not really formatted that well. The visual aids don't really do much for you, and there's just not a whole lot of useful information. But in the last three, there's a lot more information that you can use, defines, says a couple of highlights on how to properly, give an informative, persuasive, or entertaining speech, and then it tells you when to use them, and they also have a lot better visual aids. So that's a presentation of the bad slides compared to the good slides.